Okay, now you 10, I'm going to show you how to start modeling your cartoon character in Blender. So once you got your background image set up, we need to make sure that we are in front ortho view. Okay, so remember we use the number 5 on our keypad to switch between orthographic and perspective view, and we use the number 1 to go to front view and the number 3 to switch to right view. So I'm going to go 1 to make sure I'm in front view. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to add a shape. So I'm going to go Shift A. Okay, so Shift and A, and then I'm going to select Cube. Now what I need to do is I need to move my cube to the bottom part of my character here. So you would move your cube to a part of your character that you would like to model. So to do that, I'm going to push G on my keyboard, G for grab, and I'm going to move that cube down. Okay. Now my cube is too big, so I'm going to push S on my keyboard to scale, and you can see I can make it bigger and smaller. I'm going to make it so it roughly fits in there. Okay, and I might need to push G again to grab it and move it. So I'm just using S to scale, G to grab. S to scale, G to grab. I'm going to make it so it's roughly the size there. Okay. Now remember, we can only see a square and not the cube because we are looking at the front view of my character. Now if I push 3 on my keypad, it's going to go to the side view of my character. Between 1 and 3, see the different perspectives. Now what we need to do is we need to start sculpting my cube into the bottom shape of my cartoon character. Now, the way that 3D modeling works is it works with polygons. At the moment, we don't have many polygons because we don't have many vertices. And the more vertices we have, the more polygons we have, the larger the file size of our character is going to be, the more detail we can have. So to quickly put in some vertices, we're going to subdivide our cube. So to do that, I'm going to click on the spanner icon where it says Object Modifiers. I'm going to click Add Modifier, and I'm going to choose Subdivision Surface. Now where it says Subdivisions, I'm going to choose 2 for the view and render to, and then click Apply. I don't want to do too many because I don't want to make my file size unnecessarily bigger. So you can see that it's added vertices to my shape. Now to zoom in, I'm just using my scroll wheel. If I just go into wireframe mode for a sec, now you can see my shape there with all those vertices and polygons. With the vertices of the points. Okay. Now I'm going to push S again to scale my shape. Okay, so it's roughly the same shape. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to use the Sculpt tool to bring it out a bit. So I'm going to click where it says Object Mode. We're going to go into Sculpt mode. I'm going to click on this icon here, and I'm going to choose the Grab Brush. And I'm going to change my radius so it's nice and long. I'm going to pull that up. And I'm just going to work around the edge of my polygon, making sure I'm pulling out from the corners. Like my shape. Okay. So I'm just going to the outline of my shape. Now, if you find that you need more subdivisions, you can go back to Object Mode, click on the spanner icon again, click on Subdivide Surface, and you can add more subdivisions. Although the more subdivisions you have, the larger the file size will be, and the slower your computer will be to render it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so I've modelled the front view. What I now need to do is model the side view, so I'm going to push 3 on my keyboard. Okay. And I'm going to go back into Sculpt mode. I'm going to pull it out so it's back on the lines. And now if I hold down my middle mouse button, I can rotate around my shape. Okay, and I might want to just pull other little bits and pieces out just to make it a bit more round. So I can grab each vertex, pull it out, and the grab brush pulls out related vertices. So let's add some more in there. Okay, I can have some more control over what I'm doing. I can change the radius size of my brush with more finer control. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that shape there. So I'm going to go back, push 1 on my keyboard, just tie back a little bit more. Alright, once I'm happy with that, I now need to work on the next part of the body. So I'm going to go Shift A, and I'm in object mode. So I'm going to go back to object mode, Shift A, add another cube, push G to grab it, S to scale, G to grab, S to scale. I'm going to just repeat that process all over again. So add modifier, subdivide surface, scale, okay, go back to the sculpt mode, pull it out, push the number 3 on my keypad, and let's have a look. And you can see my snowman is slowly starting to come along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to object mode, and when it says shading, I'm just going to click on smooth. You can see the final product without seeing those vertices. And there's a whole heap of different types of brushes for you to play around with. Feel free to have a go. Finally, just before you finish up, the most important thing that you need to know about Blender is that it automatically doesn't save your work. So if you close Blender without saving your work will be lost. So to save your work, you need to go File, Save As, and choose where you would like to save your work. In the next video, I'll show you how to model more complex features such as arms.